Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the UKG podcast. So today I'm having my hockey club's jersey on. It's called Park Road Hockey Club. I used to play there. I'm still a member of the hockey club, but that's not what you're here to talk about. You're here to talk about Manchester United and what's going on in the transfer market, as well as some shocking news, some sad news. Of course, football has lost one of the greats, as well as fans are still not happy with what's going on with United at United. And of course, there's some good news regarding a youngster that has been signed. So, karibuni sana. Feel free to get involved in the comment section below. As usual, we keep it honest, we keep it raw, but respectful. So, before I continue, I think I'm sending you guys a lot of apologies. To be honest, I keep sending you guys a lot of apologies because yesterday I missed the show. I missed the podcast. Last week, Thursday, Friday. Uh, got caught up with work similar to yesterday, and over the weekend I attended a friend's wedding, traditional wedding, so I couldn't go live with the watch along, and it was not good losing to Wrexham, but it's pre-season, there's nothing much to read into that. So welcome once again. I want to make sure that everything is okay, everything is good. I hope you guys had a nice weekend despite United losing to Wrexham. So let's get started. Tinan has been signed by Manchester United. So Manchester United have signed a very, very exciting youngster. So United have been quite clever in the transfer market. We do know that they started looking for young upcoming talent that are quite close to first team football. Some of them have not quite worked out. For example, we have Diego Leon, Sekou Kone, Chido Obi. They haven't still gotten chances in the first team, but hopefully they will do so as soon as possible, or very, very soon. So we expect to see United following the same strategy of going for young players. So Tinan Thompson has been signed from, or was signed, because the news broke 24, 48 hours ago, that Manchester United signed this youngster from Tottenham, and it's a good fee, 4 million guaranteed plus 4 million in add-ons. And it's a move that I like because I didn't know about the player until I actually went online, did a research of him, looked at how he plays. Yeah, there's the short clips of his skills are good, but at times it's good to see someone analyzing the player, or even a Tottenham fan who knows the player, follows the player, giving a review about the player. And he seems to be an exciting left winger. And some fans are happy about it. Actually, most fans are happy that Manchester United have signed another young, talented player from a London rival, that's Tottenham. We remember that United signed Chido Obi as well as Aiden Heaven from Arsenal last year. So looking at this transfer, I love it. And I'm looking forward to this player playing in the preseason because he's going straight into first team training. He will be involved in the preseason. So probably we are going to see him playing. Looking at his clips, at his analysis, he looks like an explosive player. He reminds me of the old school wingers, the wingers who used to beat the player first, then pass, beat the player first, then cross, beat the player, shoot towards goal. Very explosive, very courageous. He reminds me of the old school wingers like Ryan Giggs, who used to take on players, run with the ball, dribble, shoot, pass, or cross. And that's what we've been missing at United. At United, it's all about wingers. It's all about wingers who can actually make a difference in the game. And a lot of us have been wondering about the left-sided attack in terms of a left winger. And it seems that United have decided to go for a young talent, someone who can grow, someone who can play for the first team, even if it's not regular football, but a squad rotation player. Now, looking at that signing, looking at how Ineos are operating, we can say it's a smart move for 4 million. Looking at how they signed Eden Heaven from Arsenal, I believe it was a fee around 1 million, if I'm not wrong. And you look at how Eden Heaven has been performing for United. Yes, he has had a couple of games that he did not perform well, but overall, he's been a good signing. So, guys, give me a second. I need to close the door because the missus is having a meeting. The sound is coming over here. I'm sure you can hear it. So let me just close the door. I'm coming back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so as I was saying, the Tynan Johnson, is it Tynan or Tynan Thompson signing? Sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. It's a smart move. It's not always about signing big names for 100 million, 80 million, 90 million. No. As I mentioned, I think the last show, if not the last show, last week, I said it's if even if we go back to the Sir Alex Ferguson days, he used to get such kind of players, young players, not known, and then they come to the club. They are very well known. One of the good examples I can use is Javier Chicharito Hernandez. That's the sort of signing United need to go for. However, when I look at this signing, when I look at the academy graduates, I'm a bit worried about the Carrington graduates or the Carrington setup, because over the last 10 years or so, United have not been producing top talent that go into the first team. You look at Barcelona, you look at Real Madrid, you look at other clubs and how they are embedding their academy players, even PSG of late, how they are getting young players, either signing them in their 16-year-olds, 15 years, and they end up being first team players. It's a bit of a worry looking at Carrington, because if we look at the last 5 years, other than Garnacho, who else? And Garnacho and Kobe Mainu, I can't think of anyone else who has actually come from the Carrington Academy or Carrington graduate that has done well. So it's a worry. I hope Ineos get to fix it. They are fixing the club slowly by slowly. We might not be happy about it, but getting players like Aiden Heaven, Tynan Thompson, it's a good deal. So moving on to the news that relates to this is that Manchester United have been having issues with one of the players, and they've been looking for a replacement. And some breaking news that came out a few hours ago is that Summerville has been signed by Al Hilal for around 68, 69 million pounds. And it's a fee that United were not willing to match. We know that United valued Summerville at 50 million, but the move was also pegged on or dependent on Rashford leaving the club, which brings me to the question you guys are asking on the chat. What's happening to or with Rashford or to Rashford? What's happening? So the release clause for Rashford has expired. He had a 40 million pound release clause that was set for certain clubs like European clubs. And then the release clause was also set in a way that teams like City, Liverpool wouldn't sign him. So that has expired, and United are looking to offload him. But Rashford is expected to be reintegrated into the squad once he completes his summer break after the World Cup. The players have been given 3 weeks off, so we expect to see them. Some of the players will see them from August 1st, like Ahmad, who are eliminated earlier on. Other players will see them towards the end of the preseason. So Rashford, as of now, we expect to see him being reintegrated into the club unless a club comes with an offer. So reports state that Rashford has received inquiries or has received offers from other clubs, big offers, but he has refused. He wants to play for the top teams in Europe. That's the likes of Bayern, Barcelona, Real Madrid. That's the sort of clubs he wants to play for. So teams have been inquiring about Rashford. United are very quiet in this transfer window. So even those reports, I'm sure that the ones who got the scoop on it are not being told which clubs. So it's quite interesting to see what's going to happen, because considering that United wanted to buy Summerville as a replacement, or one of the left-sided attackers. Summerville was among those players high on the list if United went for a left back. So the signing of Tiernan Thompson, to me, signals the move that United made with Aiden Heaven. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, what if Manchester United signed Aiden Heaven, of course, for the future, because Harry Maguire wanted to stay at the club. Remember, Harry Maguire refused to go to West Ham. He denied that move. He said no. West Ham came in for him, I believe was back in 2023-24 season, summer break. 24-25, you guys can remind me. So when that move for Aiden Heaven happened, so I was thinking today, what if United have gone for this young, talented winger with the anticipation that Rashford will stay for one more season? There will be competition for places, similar to how Aiden Heaven was signed for the future, considering that Harry Maguire was going to stay at the club. And somehow it makes sense, because looking at Thompson and how he plays, he can be a Manchester United starter in the next 2-3 years, similar to Aiden Heaven. Aiden Heaven right now, Len Yoro, they will be starting more games. We expect to see them starting more games this season. We know that Lisandro Martinez is injured. De Ligt is not yet back. So that leaves Harry Maguire, the likes of Yoro, Aiden Heaven as options for that centre-back role, you know. So the Rashford deal not happening with Barcelona, or Rashford not leaving the club, has somewhat caused a ripple effect, a knock-on effect. We know that Rashford staying will affect positions for players like Patrick Dogu. I read some report, although I didn't see how credible it was, but it sort of made sense. For me, it was more of an opinion piece rather than a fact. And the opinion was, the guy was saying that United view Dogu, view Patrick Dogu as a left winger. And they wanted to sign a left back so that Dogu can be pushed to left wing. And then I started asking myself questions like, yeah, that's a good move. But now with Rashford back, what will happen? Because now you'll have Rashford, Dogu, Cunha, and of course the youngster playing on that left side. And it's a good problem to have. I'm not saying it's a bad problem. Don't get me wrong. It's a good problem to have. At United, the squad has been very, very thin, and options have been very, very few when it comes to substitutions, resting players, and all that. So now coming back to that discussion, if United are retaining Rashford and United have signed a young left winger, would they still go for a left back? So that's the question probably we need to ask ourselves and discuss. If Rashford stays, what happens to Dogu? And if Rashford was to be sold and United, let's say, signed Summerville, who's gone to Al Hilal for around 80 million pounds, that's around 68 million, no, 80 million euros, that's around 60 million pounds, 68 million pounds. What happens now on that left side? Does it mean Dogu drops back to left back? Let me know, guys, because United were to sign Summerville when they sold Rashford. Does it mean that Dogu was to be a left back or left wing option? Now that Rashford is staying, will United still go for a left winger? I think they've already done it with Tiernan Thompson. So does it mean Dogu might be an option for left back? Or are United still going for left back position to create more options on that side? So that means you'll have Luke Shaw, you'll have Dogu, you'll have the new left back. So let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me read some of the comments before we go to the next bit. Let me read some of the comments. Let me go all the way to the start. Damo, greetings to you too. Big up, Damo. Good to see you. It's been a while. Him. Why do you call yourself him? How do you rate United's transfer so far? I would say with the 4 signings, a keeper, a left winger, potentially the left winger is a squad player, and the 2 midfielders, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. To be honest, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because all the signings, they are good. They are good. Getting a very, very good experienced keeper on a free transfer, no money spent. It's good for squad rotation. I trust Caldalo more than our current keeper. I'm even forgetting his name. In terms of midfield, there's no question about it. I watched the replay of the preseason, and Andre Santos was good. He was good. He was for the first game of the preseason. He was good. He was controlled. He was controlling midfield. He was in no rush. He was making good passes. Of course, preseason games you expect mistakes here and there, but for the first preseason game, being at the club for only a few weeks, he performed well. So you can only imagine him playing like that, and the squad is not yet back. How will he play when everyone's back? So I'd say a 7 out of 10. I'd say a 7 out of 10. Damo is saying 50. 5 out of 10. I'd say considering Tinan signing, Tinan Thompson, I'd say it's pretty good. It's pretty good, as well as letting go of some of the players. If we also consider that, I'm sure you guys will be like, what about Casemiro? I would say it's a 7 out of 10 with ingoings, with incomings and outgoings. Someone says they can't hear me. Can you hear me? I think that was way back. I think I had an issue with the mic, but it should be okay now. Should be okay now. Let me confirm. Yeah, it should be okay. Should be okay. I think that was when the show was starting. I was still setting up. So Damo says 5 out of 10. Fair enough. Fair enough. Damo, I hope now I'm audible because I'm seeing the mic graph is working. What about Rashford's situation? I think I've mentioned it. Rashford is coming back. Yeah, Vinny, that's true. Bid for Scott 60 million. I don't think Bournemouth would do that. Of course, he's rejected 2 contract offers. A contract offer was made, a second one was made. He has said no. Alex Scott believes that it's time for him to move to a much bigger club to play in the Champions League. There are reports that Chelsea placed in a bid for Alex Scott. I think around 60, 70 million or 60. I think the reports are saying Chelsea placed a bid 60 million upwards, and Bournemouth have said no. So I think Bournemouth are looking at the transfer fees for Morgan, for Fernandez, for Tonali, and they are saying, as well as the other guy, what's his name? Actually, that tells you I'm tired. It's been a long day. Elliot Anderson, yeah. So they are looking at the transfer fees for Anderson. They are looking at the transfer fees paid for Tonali, Fernandez, Morgan Rogers, and they are saying we can't sell Alex Scott for less than 100 or 80, 85. So that's the case. Tottenham and Man City have completely skewed the transfer market, and we need to expect that. We should expect that. Not we need, we should. We should expect such transfer fees to be quoted around, because if you're paying 100 million for Tonali, if someone is paying 117 million for Rogers, someone else is paying 85 million for Fernandez, what do you expect? So a bid for 60 million, I don't think will fly. Frost, I'm live. Come on. What's up? I'm live. You need to sleep. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay, so guys, you see Frost is pestering me. He wants attention. Mauristic, big up. Anthony, hi to you too. I think they didn't get him to be a starter this year or next. I believe so. I think he will be a squad player. Which player are we having a problem with? I don't think we have any problems right now. I think the issue is the Rashford situation is causing a ripple effect on the transfers that United wanted to do. For example, United were hoping to get 40 million for Rashford, use that money to sign someone else. There are conflicting reports regarding Rashford. There are some reports saying that the club and the player and the players' camp, the relationship is broken. More and more reports are starting to come out that the manager or the head coach, Carrick, wants to work with him. Rashford wouldn't mind still playing for United. Other reports are coming out to say that Rashford wants to move, and for the move to happen, it only has to be one of the top European clubs. So the situation will become clearer. Will become clearer as the window progresses. So that's it. Charles Omari, Fellows, you're saying deep six. I don't know what you meant there. Charles Omari was saying Rashford will be like a new signing, shouldn't be offloaded. Yeah, he could be. He should be like a new signing. But now, as Babyface asked, Cunha was given a number 10 shirt. So which one does Rashford get? Number 14? I don't think number 14 has anyone. Frost, come on, stop it. Stop it. Let's see. Dogu should never play left back again. Filkens, why? Why? Should. It's good to have players, versatile players. Come on. I'm live. I spent the whole afternoon with you, man. Settle down. This is why, guys, I don't like doing the podcast in the living room because of this. Time is running out. I need to end the show. Okay. Alex Scott, let's not hesitate and sign that boy. I will not hesitate signing Alex Scott if he was in the region of 50 to 60 million, but paying 85 million upwards, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Nice one, Rashford can be good because of UEFA. We should rest our key players. I like the fact that in that sentence you insinuate that Rashford wouldn't be a key player for United. They just sent us a bid for Summerville. It hasn't been accepted yet. Well, Ornstein says, according to the article, the deal has already been agreed, unless things have changed. Anthony, unless the deal has changed. Unless the deal has changed. Let me just check. Because once Austin says that the deal has been done, there is absolutely, Al Hilal reached agreement with West Ham to sign Crescencio Summerville. A deal for 24-year-old West Ham winger worth approximately 80 million pounds. The Dutch international is set to undergo a medical long-term contract ready pending final authorization. And then 23 minutes ago, Anthony, this is 23 minutes ago, offer accepted by West Ham. Offer has been accepted. That is 55 million pounds guaranteed and 5 million in potential add-ons. Total package worth over 70 million euros. So, Anthony, the deal has already been done. West Ham have already done the deal with Summerville. And I think if another club comes for him, they'd better match or give a better offer, both in terms of the transfer fee and in terms of the salary, because I'm sure Al Hilal are giving this boy a huge contract. They're going to give him a huge contract, because Roma were leading in the race, but they were unwilling to match the fee, that is 70 million euros. So they say no. They were given a chance to match, because it's like Summerville wanted to go there, but it didn't happen. It did not happen. It did not happen. So let's see. We need to move on to the next topics. Let me read one or two other comments, and then we can move to the next one. one or two comments, then I'll come back and read the rest. Drown. As I said, paying 100 million for Alex Scott, it's a huge risk. It's a very, very huge risk. Yeah, Summerville is going to Saudi. That's true. Bournemouth want 90 plus. Drizzy, correct. What about Kone? Manu Kone, the reports are still, it's like smoke. Because one thing United are doing, as we go to the next topic, one thing United are doing, they are not letting the media know what's going on. In fact, let's just go to transfer updates. I think let's just discuss about that as I read the comments. United have been very, very diligent, have been very, very good this summer in terms of keeping guys guessing. So the Manu Kone news, at one time you'll see that United have submitted a bid. You will see reports that United have agreed a deal with the player. You'll see reports that United are not willing to pay what Roma are asking for. So you will see all these conflicting reports. The reason being, no one actually knows what's going on when it comes to United transfers this summer. Treat everything as rumors. Remember the other day, guys were saying that United submitted a bid, £50 million bid for Summerville. A few hours later, it was debunked. It was like, no, United only spoke with the player and West Ham and asked about the deal. And another report stated that United are willing to do the deal at 50 million. But for some reason, someone took those reports and said United submitted a bid, which is not correct. Similar to Manu Kone, United went to Roma, went to the player, asked the player, would you be interested? Asked Roma, how much would we need to bid so that we can get the deal done? And that's all that happened. The other report saying that teams like Chelsea, teams like PSG have gone in. Some of it is also agent driven, trying to get a move for the player. And as I mentioned last week, I said the Manu Kone news will become clearer once the World Cup is done. The World Cup ended on Sunday. So let's expect more concrete news. But as of now, until we have the guys like The Athletic coming out to say what's going on, just treat it as rumors. If you read the deal sheet that was posted by The Athletic today, the sentence or the statement or the report is the same as last week and 2 weeks ago, that United are interested in Manu Kone, but nothing more, nothing less. United haven't placed a bid. United haven't offered a contract. All of it right now is just United are interested in Manu Kone. He's one of the midfield options, similar to Alex Scott. There was someone who came out on Twitter or X the other day and said that United submitted a 60 million bid for, or a 65 million bid for Alex Scott. That's not true. The truth of the matter is United value the player at 65 million. They did not bid 65 million. If you go on our X page, you'll see some mathematics I did there. Last season, a few months ago, we saw reports, especially in April, May, that United have 150 million pounds to spend on the midfield rebuild. And that was dependent on the revolving credit they have, as well as player sales. And United needed to confirm their Champions League participation so that they can get a windfall of more money, upwards 100 million. So ideally, United will have 250 million to spend. Now, part of that 250 million, 150 million was set aside based on the reports. BBC reported it, The Athletic reported it, Mail, all of them reported that United want to spend 150 million on midfielders. Now, let's do the math. United have already used up 83 million of that amount to sign two midfielders. That is Yuri Tillemans and Andre Santos. So if you do the math, 150 minus 83, United have 67. So it makes sense why United want to sign someone like Alex Scott for 65 or Manu Kone at 50, 55. So these reports you are seeing that United are going to spend 100 million on a player, it means that United will need to sell. Now let's look at the assets that United could sell. Manuel Ugarte was among the players that would have been sold, but his injury has complicated the transfer dealings for Manchester United. If Ugarte went for around 30 million, 40 million, then it means that on top of the 67, United will have 107. And probably they will comfortably buy a player for 107. I'm just speculating. I'm just giving my thoughts. I'm not saying it as a fact. I'm just giving my thoughts, guys. Don't misquote me. So if United have 67 million remaining from the 150 million of the rebuild, midfield rebuild budget, do you expect United to go for a player that's 80 million, 90 million? No, I don't think so. And that's why I believe they backed out of the Fernandez deal. They were like, yeah, we can't afford him. Why? Frost. You're disturbing a very, very important discussion here. So that it makes sense why United will value Alex Scott at 65 and why they wouldn't and why they were not comfortable paying 85 million for Fernandez and why they didn't even bother placing a bid for Tonali. So it all makes sense. So assuming that the 4 million they used to sign Tin and Thompson was from the 150, then that means United only have 63 million or so to spend. Fine, they did get around 12 million from the Mason Greenwood deal. Even if you add that 12 million on top of the 67, that means United only have 79 million to spend on a midfielder. So the issues at United is they need also to sell for them to buy. We know that the club is quote unquote broke. I don't believe those reports that the club is broke. I think these guys are just playing smart. They don't want to Ineos don't want to overpay for players. They want to be frugal. They want to make sure that they get value for money. So guys saying about Alex Scott, just pay 60 million, pay 80 million. Guys who are frustrated that United are not buying players at 100 million. The reports have been in front of your eyes all this time. You heard that the transfer budget is 250 million total. You read reports that the midfield rebuild budget is 100 million. Why are you still getting angry that United are trying to buy 35 million players, 50 million players, and probably get a 65 million player? The Daily Mail, I believe, posted an article today, or was it yesterday, that if United were to sign Alex Scott for the 85 million that Bournemouth want, they would need to sell. And all these dots, once connected, they make sense. So that's from my view. That's from me reading reports and trying to figure out what's going on with this transfer market. So for United to spend big, they need to sell. Now let's look at the assets at the club. Rashford doesn't want to go to any other club except a top European club. Manu Ugarte is injured, won't be sold. So which other assets can be sold? Yes, Juventus have inquired about Joshua Zirkzee, but do you sell a striker, use that money for a midfielder? If you sell that striker, does it mean that you need to get a young striker from the academy like Chido promote? Will that be enough cover for the Champions League and the English competitions? So we have to look at these reports and try to summarize and say, United are being smart. We will make all the noise as fans. That's our job. That's what we do best. We like to complain. But at the end of the day, we've been getting these reports over the last 6 months that United won't spend big. United only have 150 million for the midfield rebuild. United have spent 83 million so far, 48 plus 35. And United value Alex Scott at 65, similar to how they value Manu Kone at 55. So if Roma are coming out and say we want 70, then what happens? It means United have to sell. what assets can United sell? Looking at that whole squad list, there are very, very few players. Even if you say United sell Luke Shaw, they can't get 30 million for Luke Shaw. If United were to sell Zaxi, you're looking at around 25 to 30 million. So you're talking about an additional 50 million. You've sold a left back, you've sold a striker. To buy a midfielder for 80 million, what happens to those two positions? Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah, the 13 million from Greenwood, it's there. If you add 67 plus 13, it's 80. No doubt about that. But have you asked yourself a question, or this question? The 80 million you're going to spend on this midfielder, what if the club says, yes, let's spend 80 million on him? They will have 100 million remaining for the other transfers. And the 100 million, they want to get a second choice left back or a starting left back. They want to get a striker and all that. So how sure are you're going to get 2-3 players with that 100 million? You've set out 150 for 3. You've already spent on 2 cheap buys and still have not enough. So I agree with you. Add the 13, get the 80. But at the end of the day, we can only speculate. We can only speculate. We can only speculate, Boaz. We can only speculate. So unless United sell, I don't see them going for those signings. Yeah. Yeah, the Monk doll, yeah. 65 million was, I saw that report before going live, was sent by Chelsea, but Bournemouth said no, they're holding out for 85 million upwards. So 85 million guaranteed. So Boaz, as you see the reports there, yes, it's 13 plus 67, which is 80. Bournemouth want 85. So that means you need to sell one more player for you to get that. And I think the 13 million is not in pounds, it's in euros. Let me just confirm. Let me confirm how much Greenwood sell-on fee. Was it in pounds or in euros? Yeah, it's in euros. So if you take 13 million euros, if you take 13 million euros to pounds, that is how much? Basically 11. So Boaz, you're still short. You're still short of the 80 million because 67 plus 11, you're looking at 78. As I mentioned, I actually said 79. I had said it's around 12 million pounds, but actually it's 11. So it's yeah, 8 million pounds, yeah. But based on the current transfer, the current forex rate, it's 11. Sorry. So let's even take the 12. You're still short of the 85 that Bournemouth want. So it's very, very, very tricky for United, if you're being honest, guys. I'm not saying that to be a sadist. I'm sure some of you are saying I'm being a sadist or thinking it, but for United to buy an 80 million plus player, they need to sell. They need to sell. And I was a bit shocked that that report, I think Chris Wheeler was the one that wrote that report earlier today. That report went under the radar, and United fans are not happy. Most of them are not happy that United are missing out on these players. They've missed out on Tonali, missed out on Anderson, missed out on Fernandez, missed out on Summerville. But the truth of the matter is United need to make money. They need to sell some players. Even the 100 million from the Champions League, it's not money you have at hand. It's not cash at hand. It's money that you need to be sure that you're getting. You need the club that you're buying from to agree a payment structure. We know that some of the issues that United had with West Ham when buying or bidding for Fernandez was the payment structure. You remember United overpaid for Mbumo because of the payment structure. The club, yes, was willing to do the deal. The selling club said, yes, we are going to do the deal, but we want this fee up front. Then United said, unfortunately, we can't pay a lot of that fee up front. Come on, Frost. What's up? Stop it. Sorry about that, guys. So United had to overpay for Mbumo because the club said we can only do a payment structure of, was it 20 million per year? United still owe some transfer fees, around 248 million, that is due by December this year. So that's the situation of the club. As much as fans we complain, also you need to gather these reports, connect the dots, try to make sense of what's going on. Because yeah, it feels bad to miss out on some of those players, but the truth of the matter is, we as I said, we've had these reports in front of us the whole time. Club doesn't have money. They're using revolving funds. They need to pay debt. They have transfer fees that are due. They need to sell to buy. The Champions League money, they needed it. Otherwise, they couldn't even buy players. Last year, the 250-something million they used to buy Cunha, Mbumo, and Sheshko was a loan. Ineos had to pump in money to sort out some of the issues at Carrington. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We'll complain about not signing 100 million players or not signing Alex Scott for 85 million, but we have the reports. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, and we also need a new stadium. So yes, that also needs funding. That also needs funding. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the transfer update. So Manu Kone, treat it as rumors for now until we see the likes of Ornstein say something. In fact, let me just read what was in today's deal sheet. It's in the Athletic. Because a lot of guys are lying. A lot of ITKs, a lot of in the no accounts, that is ITK, a lot of wannabe journalists that want to break news are lying to most of us, are lying to us United fans. They're just getting us excited so that they can get impressions, views, clicks. So this is what was written in the Athletic deal sheet. They release this every Tuesday. So Manu Kone has been discussed, but at this stage, it is not certain United would commit to the finance possible. Let me read again. Manu Kone is discussed, but at this stage, it is not certain United will commit the finance possible required to signing from Roma. Those budgetary concerns also suggest Alex Scott, who is well liked by figures at the club, is out of reach given Bournemouth's insistence he is not for sale. Scott is the subject of interest from Arsenal and Chelsea as well. We've seen Chelsea snatch Morgan Rogers from Arsenal by bidding 117 million. So they will also do the same with Alex Scott. They probably get him for 100 plus. We know that Aston Villa have placed a bid for Garnacho. That is a loan with a buy option. They also want to sell players like Nicholas Jackson. They are players that will be sold. I wouldn't even be shocked. Players like Fernandez being sold. So Chelsea have also learned from their mistakes, and they're also looking for good players. So yeah, once you read that paragraph, it goes down to what I was saying. United must sell to buy. United can't afford to buy 100 million players. They can't. They won't. And if it happens, I'm wrong. That's the fact. That's the fact. So that's it. We've discussed about transfers. Let's just go to the just chatting section. We have a look at some of your comments, discuss a bit, and then we call it a show. We call it a night. Yeah, so let me read some of the comments. Let's see. Issa, you are saying in midfield, whom should we sign? I think United should sign a very, very athletic number 6. Although nowadays number 6s are very, very few. I had predicted this, guys. If you remember what I said last summer, I had predicted this window will be all about midfielders. The number 6 position, the players that are good are very, very scarce. And United need to be very, very brave in terms of either spending big on one, and we've discussed about that, they need to sell to buy, or promoting some of the academy graduates like Toby Collier, or going for an unknown name based on their data, based on their scouting, someone who can slot into that midfield and do a good job. So Issa, the midfielder Manchester United should sign, is a very combative, very physical, very athletic midfielder, someone who can cover every blade of grass, provide defensive cover to the defenders, allow the likes of Santos, the likes of Tillemans, Bruno, Cunha, Mbumo, Ahmad Sheshko to do their stuff, to do the creative stuff. But at least United right now have players who can cover that position. Tillemans, yes, can play as a 6. Santos, yes, can play as a 6. He considers himself as a 6. But in my view, looking at how both played last season, to me, they seem more of a DLPs, deep lying playmakers. Yes, they can tackle, they can control midfield, but DLPs control the pace. United needs someone like Rodri. You saw how Rodri played in that World Cup final. United needs someone like that. And Mecha, should we sign him? Woo, 420 million. That's if United can't afford Alex Scott, why should they go for Alex Mecha for 120 million? And I'm also very, very, very scared right now. I'm very hesitant about going for Dortmund players. The Dortmund players that have come to United have really, really struggled. One of them was good. It was a 6 months loan, but the other permanent transfers didn't work out. Angelo Stiller, rumors. Shamena, what I will say about Angelo Stiller is rumors still. We are just looking at an agent that I'm killing a mosquito, guys. Sorry. We are looking at a story where probably the agent is pushing to have the player move. We know that Angelo Stiller wanted to go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid wanted him. The other clubs like Bayern, Barcelona interested in him. And the sad part about Angelo Stiller is that the release clause expired. The release clause expired, so which means that Stuttgart can sell him for whatever amount they feel like. But it's just rumors. Zaire Emery, I don't think it's going to happen. I saw rumors that United are going to place a bid for him. I don't see it happening. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Because he did sign a contract. He has a contract until 2029 with an option for 1 year. That is 2030. He's been an integral part for Luis Enrique in that PSG side. And I don't know why. I don't know. I have a feeling it's all going to happen. Zaire Emery, United have been interested in him since last summer. January, there were also some rumors. But I don't know why. I don't know why I don't see it happening. Do you, chemically, do you think United can beat Arsenal with this kind of signings? Well, they beat Arsenal last season with the current team. So I think you have your answer there. And Jerry, big up. Good to see you. Kobe, you're saying Rashford is still the same best in the junk of ships. He should just leave for a new challenge. Woo, that's very, very strong. That's strong. Ronald, good evening to you too. Tell me about Manukone. I think I've said about that. I see we will sign Sandabaga. Rumors still. He's, as I said, I don't know why someone reads a report that the club is interested in a player, then it changes to United will sign this player. There's nothing like that. This is why I keep saying, guys, once you read a report or once you see someone post something on social media, look for the articles, read keenly. Don't just read the headline, don't just read the tagline. Just read the whole article. you'll actually see some of these things guys post on social media is just to get attention, just to get impressions and views. Unless it's something that's happening now. Let me just check on the socials. Because what I know about Sanderberger is he's of interest to United. He's not being signed by United. He's not. I don't know why guys they read something, then they change it completely. It doesn't make sense. Guys just lying online, misleading fans. It's like when I saw someone say that United want to sign Vinicius. I was like, are you even serious? Vinicius won't take anything less than 500k at United. Who's earning that money right now? United are trying to push out players earning more than 300k. There are no reports about United buying Sanderberger. They are all the same. I'm just scrolling, reading the first two sentences in the on X. Still the same. Manchester United still want a third midfielder. They hold interests in Alex Scott, Ayub Boadi, Manu Kone, Chouameni, and Sanderberger. And this is 2 hours ago. So once again, guys, please do not believe all those reports you see online. Most of them are misleading. Those guys lie. That's why it's important to subscribe to The Athletic. It's only $1 per month. If you can, well and fine. If you can't, there are guys who actually take excerpts of the articles and post them. Those are the guys you should be following, not guys who are misleading. So Kobe, or who was it? No, it was not Kobe. Issa, if you're following someone who say that, and follow them right now, they are lying to you. The Mark Doll, surely you didn't tell us you'd be live to. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm very, very sorry. I'm sorry, guys, on our WhatsApp group chat. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I owe you one, guys. I owe you one, guys. Tomorrow I will. Tomorrow I will. Kemi, this time Arsenal will win home and away. Take this to the bank. What to the bank? The only thing we take to the bank are checks and money. You just hear chest thumping. You want to seek attention for your club. It's a new season. We beat you. Just accept we beat you and move on. And move on. And trust me, I hope I won't remember this when United beat you. Calvo, what have I been doing the whole night? The whole 1 hour? Come on. 65 million for Alex Scott was a bid sent by Chelsea. I think I read that. Zaxi is subject to transfer from Juventus. Juventus have asked. United have said a deal can be done between 20 million to 30 million pounds thereabout. And United are willing to negotiate a payment structure with Juventus. So that's it. But as of now, United still value him, considering that Sheshko is still injured. He's still recovering from his back injury. They are comfortable keeping him. But if a good deal comes, then United will sell him. Baleba, I wish we buy him and close this window. That's true. But yet again, there is no way Tottenham would buy Fernandes for 85 million. And then you expect Brighton to sell Baleba for less than that. Brighton have always sold their players at a premium. That's the case. I think the player they sold the cheapest was Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro went for an amount that actually was like, should have gone for more. The money gotten from the sale of Greenwood is an additional capital for signings. Yes, it is. It can be. It can be. But 13 million is in terms of euros. So looking at it in terms of pounds, you're looking at around 10, 11 million. So it can be pumped in, but still not enough. It's like, assume United go to Bournemouth and say, we have 65 million for you have 65 million for Alex Scott. Bournemouth say, nah. We want 100 million. And then United go to the pocket and say, oh, I have 11 million I can add. Bournemouth will be like, you guys are joking. You guys are joking. Remember, he was ready to pay 20 million of the selling price. Who was ready to pay? Was ready to pay? Boaz. Was there a sell-on clause for Garnacho? Yes, there is. Chris, hello to you too. Chris John, big up, Chris John. The Bank Doll, I think we need to get loans now and offload. In terms of getting money, if you're referring to loans, United have already gotten a loan. In terms of getting players on loan, that will only happen the last 2 weeks of the window. As I mentioned sometime last week, loan deals, when it comes to loan deals for first team players, for academy players, they usually happen the last 2 weeks of the window, more so the last 48 hours of the window. That's when we see players leaving on loan. Because the club wants to assess and see, we can take this player out of, we can get him out on loan because he's surplus to requirements. We don't have any injuries, so let's keep him. Or we've tried selling him, similar to the Rashford and Hoyland deals. We've tried to sell him. No one is buying him. We don't want him. We don't need him. Let's loan him out. So seeing loan deals being done right now, it's very, very difficult. That's why you're seeing most of the deals are permanent deals. Trust me, the last 2 weeks of the window, the last week of the window is when you'll start seeing loan deals. So that's the case. Chris, big up. I'm a Manchester United fan. Same here. Tonali on at Tottenham right now, together with Mateus Fernandes. I hope they flop. The Wangdol is calling Frost. Yeah, he's settled down now. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. He just wanted some attention, but I've denied it to him. So we also, I think we should sell Ugarte. We should, but we can't with that injury. We better accept that he's here for the rest of the season. Evans, big up. An honest question: how is he feeling about the coming season? I'm very, very excited about the coming season. I can't wait for it, actually, and I'm glad that time is running fast because July is almost done. Only a few days to go. I can't wait for the new season. I can't wait to see Tielemans, Santos, Bruno playing together or something like that. Can't wait to see how Tielemans pings a ball to Sheshko and then he just sits down and does a half volley. I can't wait, man. This season will be good. United are going to play some good football. Actually, the Mail posted an article this afternoon, and I want to read the full article. I just saw someone get excerpts from it, and it's interesting. I'll actually make a video of that article because last season I got hammered. I got butchered. I got abused online for saying transitional football is not sustainable. You guys remember that? And the article posted says that Carrick wants to move away from transitional football to a more possession controlled based game. And I was like, I thought I was saying this all this while. In fact, let me get that excerpt from Nathan Salt. Nathan Salt is the one that posted or wrote the article. So this is what he posted. United's plan to rebuild. United want more control to dictate game. Dogu key position on left side move. Young players knocking at the door. 15 million price point for Vitek. So if I read just the headline and the excerpt, because I haven't paid my this month's subscription for this, it says Carrick is looking for a more controlled midfield. I need to pay this month's subscription, and I'll make a video to respond to those guys, all those guys who abused me in that video. The Mangdol. Wait, I thought Amorim wanted to play the same. Amorim's issue was that he didn't play Kobe Mine. That was the issue. That was the issue. So I'll actually get that paragraph and do a video. Because I say transitional football in this day and age is not sustainable. It's not. It's not sustainable. There are games when you need to have control. Can I give an example? The World Cup, look at France. France, for large part of the games, were playing transitional football. Fast attacks. Quick transition from defense to attack. But what happened when they met Spain? A control-based team. Look at how Spain, and Spain, let me tell you, it was the worst team to concede fast against, because Spain frustrated teams. Look at how they frustrated Argentina. So in this day and age, transitional football, not always. Yes, in some games you can play that counter-attacking sort of play. But in others, you need to control the midfield. You need to control the game. It's not just kicking the ball forward and running. No. And I'm glad that article has come out. I'll actually, after this show, I'll pay for that subscription. So I need to end the show, guys. I need to end the show. Let me read some of the comments, and then we end. So yeah, Evans, I'm really excited about this new season. The club is breaking news. The Mangdol, saying the club is breaking news on new signings after it's done means the leaks have been sorted. Yes, and as I said, every report you are seeing right now about Kone, about Alex Scott, or treat it as rumors for now. United have been very, very good. How far is Baleba and Kone Manchester United? The only thing I will say is the same thing. They are of interest, nothing much. No bid has been placed. United have information, they're just weighing their options. You see, Anthony Martial, again, as I said, read those reports. You heard Zaxi is leaving. Is that true? No, it's not true. He's not leaving. Juventus inquired. So it is what it is. We need to accept. Oh, I've done, guys, on YouTube, injustice. There are a lot of comments there I need to read. Bruno G ? Victor, I don't know what you're asking there. Nira, yes, it's been long. Big up, Nira. Can Tillemans and Mainu play together? Yes, they can. Yes, they can play together. But you need to cover them in terms of tracking back. Both Tillemans and Mainu don't have the pace to track back. So you can play both of them. But now when it comes to defensive transition, when United are under attack, you need to set up the structure in such a way that there is counter control, such that the player closest to the ball delays, the player closest to the ball tackles, and other players have started to track back with the nearest man. So both of them can play well. Tillemans, yes, has some defensive attributes better than Kobe Mainu, way better than Kobe Mainu. But now the problem comes in when you get a team that will play a quick attacking transition. So you need to set up the structure in a way that you cover them, because both of them, being midfielders, the double pivot, they won't be able to run back with the player and tackle. And I was actually watching a couple of the academy games over the weekend, some highlights, and Kobe Mainu was a very, very athletic player. I don't know, it's because of the level he was at he looked good, and now the Premier League, he looks a bit slow running back. But both of them can play together, just need to sort out the structure. If not that, you need to get them playing in a game that you'll have a lot of midfield control and you don't expect a lot of counter attacks. So they can play. So Zaxi, I've already mentioned about Zaxi. Just read the reports. United were asked by Juventus, but he's not leaving. It's not a confirmed deal. Can Baleba help United if signed? Very much. Paul, very much. Baleba is the sort of player that United need right now. When you have players like Kobe, Tillemans, Santos, I can add him to that bracket. You need a player that can run around disrupting play. Baleba can be United's Jisun Park. You remember how Jisun Park used to just destroy the midfield and Anderson. Jisun Park and Anderson were just deployed in that midfield just to disrupt play. When opponents try to have some possession, they are just there to kick shins, to kick the ball, win the ball. We need such kind of a thing. And Baleba, the good thing about him, if he wins the ball, he can run with it forward. He can spot a pass. So for me, out of all those signings, I'm sure guys are saying Alex Scott, they are saying Manukone. I would honestly go for Baleba. Honestly, I would go for Baleba. Because also considering he's an African player, African players play their hearts out when it comes to those big clubs. They will fight hard. They will play. They are not affected by ego. They are not affected by the big salary. They're not affected by the noise. They just play. They love playing. They love playing. And I think what happened to Baleba, as much as we question his mentality, his mental strength, the fact that his form dipped after that failed move, I tend to believe that he was told the deal is going to be done. Don't worry, you'll be a Manchester United player. I think that's what happened. It's like when you prepare for a flight or a trip and then it fails last minute, it affects your whole day or your whole week. So I'm thinking it's more or less the same. It's like Baleba was very sure he's joining United and then he was told, no, you're not going. So, yeah. Make good use of Mainu, guys. We will. We always do. What about Lewis Hall? Is he coming to United? Just interests at the moment. Nothing is happening on that end. I saw Ineos working on hijacking Emery Laporte over Barcelona. Those are just rumors. It's not going to happen. When you see such kind of things, the first thing you should Google is when is the player's contract expiring? So, guys, I think I should. Oh, I have a couple of comments. Nira, I think I mentioned that in terms of Tillemans and Kobe Mainu. Ayub Wadi, I don't see it happening. Adam Wharton, I don't see it happening. I don't see those deals happening. Ayub Wadi, Lille are asking for around 120 million euros. 120 million euros, United won't buy a player for 100. An 18-year-old for that amount, I don't see United doing that. I don't see. Adam Wharton, the trail is cold. The trail is cold. Similar to the Summerville one. The trail is cold. I think United looked at it and said, nah. And furthermore, I was asking myself, if United buy Santos and Tillemans, will they go for a player like Adam Wharton? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alex Scott deal, what do you think of it? Let's wait and see. If United come up with the money, it's a good deal. And let's see. If I was the one in that boardroom, I would still say the same thing they are saying. We are not paying 85 million for him. Mount to Newcastle, yeah, there were talks there, but United want to keep him. Carrick likes him. For some reason, every coach that comes to United and finds Mount, they love him. So Carrick is keeping him. I don't see him going. Have we linked to any centre back? No. I don't think United will go for any centre back. How long does Martinez injury take to recover? I think around 5 to 6 weeks. Martinez should be back in around 5 to 6 weeks. I trust Baleba in that position than all the name midfielders. That's true. United players with the right mentality, or else they'll crash under pressure. True. That's very, very true. That's very, very true. Another thing we need to talk about is Martinez. His injuries are worrying me. What do you think, guys? Actually, I was to mention about the injury list at United. You look at Delict, you look at Mount, Sheshko is also in that list. You look at Mazraoui, you look at Martinez. There are players that United should either change how they train or just look at moving them on. Because it's not an ideal scenario to have players playing for 2-3 games, then missing out like 18 games or 10 games or 11 games. It's a scenario that you can't compete for major honors, major titles with such kind of a squad. You need a squad that is very, very reliable. One of the things that has made teams like PSG, Barcelona, Bayern very successful, both locally in their leagues and in Europe, is that number one, they have a very huge squad, and number two, they don't keep players who are injury prone. And if they keep players that are injury prone, they don't play them in a lot of games. Look at Real Madrid and Camavinga. Real Madrid want to offload Camavinga. It's the player who does not want to go. Every club that's going to Camavinga, he's saying, no, I'm not going. And that's why you see the Camavinga news. I saw some comment asking about Camavinga or saying United should sign him. So Real Madrid don't want to keep such kind of players. And what they do, they replace you immediately. You start getting injury prone, they sell you. The machine keeps rolling. On our WhatsApp group chat, I said, as I finish, I think we're not going to go past that. I said in our WhatsApp group that United have been operating as if one player or two players are the entire machine. In this case, Bruno is the entire machine. If Bruno does not perform, then the club does not perform, the team does not perform. You look at other clubs, players are part of a system. Players are part of a machine. It's like an engine. A motor engine, a car engine has a lot of parts. Even the car itself has a lot of parts. And from time to time, these parts are replaced. Once these parts grow old, once these parts have wear and tear, they are replaced with a new part, either with similar quality or better quality. You look at how other clubs operate, they have a plan, they have a system, they look at their system, they go for a part of that system that will keep the system going or improve it. You look at Barcelona, Barcelona don't have money to make transfers, but they are making the right moves. They are replacing parts of their system and keeps the system going. They won the title. With all their financial issues, United haven't. Of course, guys will argue that, oh, you can't compare La Liga with Premier League. The Premier League has more competitive teams like La Liga, but they beat Real Madrid. Real Madrid with Mbappe, with a Vinicius in that team. They beat them and won the title. So why can't United do the same? Why can't United look at it in that way? And I'm glad they are already doing it. When you see them going for players like Aiden Heaven, Tienan Thompson, players like Santos, players like Tillemans, they are looking at the system. They are saying this part can work in this system. So this narrative or this strategy of going for big names, it's like you have a broken part of an engine. You go to get an expensive part, and that part does not fit in your engine. It doesn't. It's like you have a German car, and then you go buy a Toyota part because that part fits in a V8, in a Toyota V8. Or you go for a Lamborghini part, you want to fit it in an Audi or a BMW or a Mercedes because it's a Lamborghini part, it's premium, it's expensive. It might work, it might keep the engine running, but for how long? For many, many years, and I keep saying this, United have been going for big names, expensive buys, but they are not working out. Only a few have worked out. For example, Bruno. Guys keep saying Bruno was 47 million, but they don't realize that Bruno was the most expensive signing in the entire January window that winter. And if you do the inflation rate, if you do the math, if United were buying Bruno at 47 million back then in 2020, he would have been 90 million. That amount would have been 80 to 90 million right now. That was an expensive buy. United are not a club like City. United have not been generating a lot of revenue because of missing out of competition, not winning titles. So they can't afford to spend big like Liverpool. Liverpool spend big because they won the Champions League, they won the Premier League, they have the money windfall, TV rights and all that. City have their money and the way they cook their books. They can afford to buy Jack Grealish for 100 million and just offload him just like that. Then they go and buy another one for 100 million. It doesn't work out to want to offload him. They can afford to do that. Why? Because they have the money. But United don't. So as much as fans, we keep complaining that United are not buying expensive players, we also need to understand it's not about the name. It's not about the hype. For example, Alex Scott, Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson have been so hyped in the media that we have this inside the box thinking that they are the only options available in the market. We miss out on Fernandez, we miss out on Tonali, we miss out on Anderson, and it's like our brains are closed. It's like there are no other options in the transfer market. There are many other players. There are hundreds and thousands of players that can actually fit into a system. It's not about the name. The question us as United fans we should be asking ourselves moving forward is, as much as these big names, all these names are linked to United, will they fit in that system? It's not about, oh, Alex Scott, he's good, he's in the media, let's go for him, miss out on him, oh, then there's no point of signing anyone. No. Who thought about Lamens? Who thought about Dogu? None of us knew about them. I keep saying it. None of us knew about these players until United were interested in them. They come to the club and perform. Lamens was bought for a system and he has fit the system. Dogu was bought for a system, he has fit the system. So United can do similar. For example, we don't know whether Tienan Thompson will come to the club and bench Cunha in left wing. We don't know. And we may end up saying the similar to what we are saying with Eden Heaven. That was a very good buy. So it's not about names. It's not about if a player is 100 million, it means his quality. No. It's about, does the player fit the system that United want to play? Even if he is a 5 million signing, does the player fit? The end goal is this machine called Manchester United to eventually perform and win trophies. It's not about getting a shiny new toy and bragging to other clubs that we bought 100 million. You can't afford that. No, it's no longer about that. Edward Woodward has skewed our mentality as players, as fans, sorry. Edward Woodward spoiled us, going for expensive buys and they don't work out. That's why United are suffering the way they are right now. So we need to get players that are functional. We need to get players that are working in that system. They are part of the system. Bruno should be part of a working system. Sheshko should be part of a working system. It's not that Bruno is the system. No. It shouldn't that be that if Bruno is not there, the team can't win. No. Bruno needs to be part of the system. Once Bruno leaves, you just plug in someone else. Look at Bayern. Bayern, they don't miss Thomas Muller. They don't miss him. In fact, we can't even remember whether Thomas Muller was playing for them. They went for Lise. Remember back then, they used to have players like Ribery, Robben. They were replaced. You look at United right now, players like Paul Scholes, Michael Carrick, who's now a manager, that head coach, Rooney. All of them have never been replaced by United. Why? Because they started buying the system instead of buying parts of a system. Yeah. This is what it is. Sports final whistle. You are saying the first time listening or meeting this guy, and I can say he's top. I love such United accounts. Thanks, man. Thanks. God bless. God bless. Big up, big up, big up. You're saying check DM. I will check after this. Baka has multiple proteges. That's true. And I mentioned at the start of the show that United need to sort out Carrington. Something is happening. The academy has not been great. There is no way United can produce 2 stars in the last, is it 5 years or 10 years? It's just unheard of. It's just unheard of. We have now played, John Tez, big up, you're saying we have now played 4 World Cups since the last time Manchester United won the league. I just hope it won't be 5. Will United sign a defender to cover Martinez's position? No, United have more than enough defenders. They have more than enough. Valdi, you're saying, sorry, I have joined a bit late. Say something about Manukone. Again, Manukone is only rumors for now. United haven't made a bid. United haven't gone further other than asking about the player. I think if an offer came for Martinez, they should consider. An offer already came. The sports final whistle. An offer already came from unnamed clubs, but both United and Martinez said no. Actually, Martinez posted something after the World Cup final. Was it yesterday? And he said that, see you at Old Trafford. So Martinez is staying. And I don't think United will sell him as of now. I don't think so. I don't think United wants to add transfer complications until the rebuild is done. Probably, let me just say, probably, once United complete their midfield rebuild, they might consider selling such players like Martinez. So, guys, we can go on and on and on and on. We can go on and on and on, and we can stay here the whole night. So tomorrow, remember, we usually have the midweek debate. You guys get a chance to come on TikTok Live and have your say. I want to say big up to everyone who's commented. Big up to the new guys who've just joined the platform. We try to keep it real. And I want to end it by saying 2 things. Number 1, when you see reports posted on X, posted on Facebook, Instagram by ITKs are in the know. These are guys who just repost news, take articles, summarize for us. Please go to that article, go to that journalist. Most of the time, they usually mention the journalist that has posted that article or news or tweet or report. Go to their page. Number 1, check whether it's there. Number 2, read the whole report. Don't just read an excerpt, read the whole report. That will make you be more assured about the news. For example, the Manu Kone news, it's just interest. It's similar to Sanderberger, it's similar to Alex Scott. United have not placed a bid in any of them. So that's the first thing. When you see those tweets, those X posts, Facebook, Instagram, those social media posts, find the article, read those reports. And all these reports are usually linked. At the start of the show, I gave you the dots and tried to connect it for you. For example, United, we knew they had 150 million for midfield rebuild. They've spent 83, meaning they have 67. So if they have 67, will they buy a player for 85? Will they buy a player for 100? So that already gives you a picture that when you see these reports about United, quote unquote, bidding 80 million for Alex Scott, you just know it's a lie. Number 2, as fans, as Manchester United fans, we need to be patient. We need to be calm. What we do best as fans is speculate, argue, complain. But Ineos seem to have their ish together. They seem to have a plan. For months, I kept questioning what's the plan, but they seem to have a plan. I like the fact that they're hiding. They're keeping their cards close to their chest. They don't want reports to go out. they've sorted out the leaks. And I like the fact that United are making deals quickly. Before rumors start spiraling, they do deals quickly. So all that is to say, all these rumors you're seeing about players being linked, and I said it in our group chat, WhatsApp group chat, United might end up signing a midfielder that we haven't even thought about. They went for Santos, no one thought about Santos. They went for Tielemans, no one thought about Tielemans. So you might see all these things about Alex Scott, about Kone, and United end up signing a player we didn't even see in the report. So thanks, guys. We've done over 1 hour. Actually, I've gone 28 minutes over. 28 minutes over. So thanks for everyone who's followed. Thanks for everyone who's liked. See you tomorrow for the big debate. Cheers and good night.